So, welcome, Cambodia Leapers, about to take off anytime soon, close in January. So, this is very exciting. I'm Millie. I'm one of the founders of The Leap and know Cambodia very well and have been busy working with our team on the ground, getting everything organized. So, the purpose of today is to get expectations aligned, to go through your itinerary, and to help get you prepared so that after Christmas, when you start coming to packing your rucksack, you know what you need and you know what you're heading into. So, we are going to run through your itinerary, your flights, your food, your activities, money, Wi-Fi, insurance, all. But through each section, as we go through, please will you wave at me, grab my attention, and ask any questions, okay? So that when you finish, you feel, yep, I am ready. Okay? So that is the plan. So to kickstart, let me just get all the right spreadsheets up. So to kickstart this briefing, hold on, go. Closing everything down. Right. There are 14 of you now heading off to Cambodia, and the mix, everybody likes to know the mix of male and female. 1, 2, 3, 4 males, rest female. So there you go, boys. You are, girls, you just be nice to all the boys on the trip. Okay? Don't, the guides out there are male, so by the time you've finished, it will feel like, it's not kind of girl heavy. Okay, so you're all flying out on as far as I can see, most of you are flying out on the Singapore Airlines flight. Now, we still don't have flights for Bertie and Alice. So it might have got kind of lost in our system because Harry, if you'd sent them to Harry before he went away last weekend, he wasn't very well. So things could have just got stuck in his inbox. So Bertie, your flights, have you sent them to us?
No, but I'm getting on it this weekend.
Great. Could you get onto it,
Yeah.
please? Okay. Now, with your flights, you all need a visa. So you can get the Cambodian visa online before you go, or you can get it when you're there. You just need the cash ready and waiting. So Siem Reap is a tiny, easy, low-key airport. So it's easily managed. It's just another queue you have to kind of stand in. So easier to get it before you go. But if you don't have time, if the computer says no, you can get it on arrival. Okay. On arrival, you are going to be picked up by our team in Cambodia. Now, the team consists of Brian. That is not his Cambodian name, but for some reason he is called Brian. We don't know why, but he's been called that for years and years and years. So Brian and Ra are in charge of you, and Sophie is our lovely the kind of girl in the office who, because there's so many females, she is going to be around and about. But Ra is going to be in charge of your day-to-day activities, and he is really fun. He speaks brilliant English. They all do. And he's so proud of his country, and he is going to show you all around. He will be with you throughout all the phases. So let's run through each phase. Now, get the itinerary. The first phase is the first 2 weeks you're going to be in Siem Reap, which has to be said is my favorite city in Asia. Because it doesn't feel like a city. It feels like a grown-up town. It is calm, it's collected, it's genteel, it's so pretty. Everything is low rise. Well, from the airport in, you're going to go through lots of kind of date forests, and it's just like that lovely drive. Then you come to the outskirts of Siem Reap, and it's kind of an Asian chaos. And then you get into the old town of Siem Reap, and it's got all these big boulevards, low buildings, the old kind of French influence that is there, and you just think, oh God, this is really, really beautiful. I absolutely love it with a big river going through. At night time, all lights up. You've got fairy lights along the river and over all the bridges. You've got chaos along the river, with everybody coming out and sitting around, kind of frying their food. And it's a real kind of riverside community that goes on. Fabulous markets. I mean, oh my God, take very little because the markets are awesome and really, really cheap, and you will have, you have a field day inside there. Of course, you've got the wonderful pub street, which is to me utterly hideous. You guys are going to think it's awesome. Um, so of course you'll want to go there in the evenings, and it's nothing scary. It's just one street with kind of neon lights everywhere, blaring music, people doing kind of street acts, street art. You've probably got an Irish pub there. You can imagine the scene. Okay, it is kind of chaos, but I know it's really good fun. And your accommodation is pretty close to that. So, and it's very easy to get round Cambodia. You're around Siem Reap. You're just going to hop in little tuk-tuks. Easy peasy. Okay, so that's your setting. You're on a very nice hotel, I have to be said. It's got a lovely pool. You've all got rooms which have got little balconies. You're going to be in two to a room. So it's all, as far as I can see, very civilized. What you'll also notice in Siem Reap is that culturally, the culture what you're going to see in Cambodia is there are the old and bold don't no longer exist because of their history. So you've got people, the kind of average age is, I would say, about 40s, kind of at 40s, early 50s, and they are so determined to educate the young. And you'll just see and educate the rural young. So all the cafes that you're going to go to, you're going to see that they are really helping teach. You've got all the waitresses who are being taught to read and write on the job, learning kind of literature. They're selling produce, which people have made. It's very community orientated. For a city is hugely community orientated, and you're going to see all that, and you're going to see that through the projects that you're going to be involved in. So yes, the setting, your accommodation, the cafes, the restaurants, the smoothie bars that you're going to see, you're just going to get that vibe of the educated Cambodians teaching the non-educated, and it's a real thing. It's culturally really important to them. And with the projects, you're going to be involved in the Water of Cambodia project. Again, it's run by um, just local Cambodians wanting to make a difference. It's not by people that have come in, NGOs that have come in, which, happens in a lot of the other countries. This is Cambodian people helping each other. You've got the jaywalk, which is, just you're going to be doing 2 days there. And that is very much so. The Water of Cambodia is this, you're going to be building these water filters and taking them into rural communities. And that is amazing. You're going to be seeing it from making to delivering. The Jaywalk is a community project where you're going to be meeting kids who are students, who are teenagers, who want to practice their English and they want to learn about your culture. They want to share. So it's part of their education, but they want to look beyond Siem Reap. You're also going to be working in the ABCs and Rice. This is a community kind of education project, but it's set up ABCs and Rice. It is a school for vulnerable children. So you're going to be there for 4 days, getting thoroughly involved, doing project work, which is renovation, but at the same time, the kids are going to be all around helping in the school, and you've got tug of war and everything that goes on. So it's really immersive. And the last little community project you're going to be doing is on the Sundays, helping Brian. He is key for this Read Club Cambodia, which happens only on a Sunday morning. Again, it's for rural Cambodians that come to practice their reading. And so if you've got any old books sitting around at home, any young books, kind of 10, 12-year-old down in age, then and you've got space in your backpack, pop them in your backpack because they'd be really useful. So that is, the see and reap phase is is the kind of the main project phase of your experience in Cambodia. You've got a variety of projects, and it's to give you an insight into how local Cambodians are helping fellow Cambodians. So it will feel really good, but at the same time, it's going to be really good fun because Siem Reap is really good fun, and the food is utterly delicious. Just so you know. Okay, so any questions on the Siem Reap phase? All good? Okay. So then you're going to move from Siem Reap inland into the hot, sweaty jungle. Okay. So this is going to take the best part of a day to get there. You've got Ra who'll be driving you with a driver guide in a very nice minibus, and inland you go. So inland, you're going to be there for the best part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Um, you're going to go the aim is to show you a different part of Cambodia. This is rural Cambodia. So you're going to see how everybody still lives out into the rural world. You're going to have one night where, yeah, I've just made the decision for you. You're going to be staying the night at Hong's house. Okay, it's a wonderful little community. And here you're going to stay in Hong's house, but there are no beds. You're going to be practicing sleeping in a hammock for one night only. But I said you'd be able to manage that. And this is just going to give you a real insight. You're going to meet all the elephant and mahouts around here. You're going to go walking with elephants on one particular day. This is a kind of elephant where they've come, they have historically been really important, the elephants, in the logging and have not been in the logging industry and have not been treated well. And this is where they go for retirement. So they still are looked after by their mahout, and they're really nice. They're allowed to wander around the forests. So you're going to get an insight into that. And it's a kind of gorgeous day. You're going to go up the river to find the Irrawaddy dolphins, which are the most peculiar looking things. So jungles, waterfalls, elephants, crazy blue colored dolphins, pink, blue, depending on the light, dolphins. That is phase 2. Okay, but it is going to be tougher. Siem Reap, you're a nice accommodation, with ensuite showers, nice balcony, pool, all very nice. Jungle, it's not that nice. Okay, it's a bit rougher around the edges. So I'm just kind of lowering your expectations here, especially at Hong's house. Okay, but it's, your challenging phase. Then you're going to leave there, okay? And you're going to sweep down south. And now you're going to Phnom Penh, which is the capital and is what you would imagine a Asian city to be. It is big, it is bold, it is high rise, it is just like carnage on the roads. It's just like, oh my God, right, we're here, we're in the depths of Asia. So you're not going to be here for long because yeah, it's okay. It's interesting to see a bit of the ancient culture. So I'm afraid you're going to be dragged around a couple of museums just to see that, whether you like it or not. It's good for you. You're just going to kind of see the Royal Museum. They are absolutely beautiful, and the setting there is nice. It's in the old part of town, right on the river. Do a kind of riverboat journey so you can see the city from the river. That's always very nice. And then you're going to leave the next day. Okay, so it's a kind of touch and go. You're going to go down, I'm afraid. Again, you've got to go and see this. You've got to go and see the killing fields. Um, it is quite hardcore. There is no denying it. It is quite hardcore. You will feel it. But it's really important to go there to pay your respects. And it will, I wish you could do it right at the beginning, but geographically you can't because it will make sense of of everything you've experienced, especially in Siem Reap, because there is no old. And it didn't happen so long ago. And that is what is just like fascinating. And yet they have forgiven each other. They are kind. The Cambodians are kind, humble, gentle people when actually they should be filled, they could have gone to be filled with anger and hatred between themselves, but they're not. So you've got to go, I'm afraid. So that is in your itinerary. But from that rather heart-wrenching day, you will then end up in beautiful Kampot. Now, Kampot to me is the kind of pepper pot town. It will remind you a bit of Siem Reap. It's got the low buildings again, and you will come across some streets which are really pretty, covered in bougainvillea and just absolutely beautiful. But you're going to be staying on a really nice hostel guest house run by a friend of Brian and Raz, which is right on the river, so just outside town, but really easy to get into town. Right on the river. Here, on the river, there's loads of things you can do from kayaking to paddle boarding. Going to go on a kind of boat one evening to watch the sun go down. You're going to be going off for little day trips to do a full tour of Kep, and you're going to go down to the coast to Rabbit Island. Now, the reason I haven't got kind of huge amount of coast, the kind of coast of Asia in the itinerary is the coast of Cambodia. It's nice, but Kampot's nicer. Uh, the kind of the islands. I mean, it's nice, but the sea can be filled with a lot of rubbish, which is one of the biggest problems that you're going to see in Cambodia is, and actually, if you're carrying on traveling in Asia, one of the biggest problems they have is plastic waste. You're going to see ditches overflowing with plastic. It's a proper problem. So nicer to stay in Kampot, where the river is much cleaner and not so full of plastic. Okay, so fun things that you're going to have dipped into your trip, the kind of adventure trip throughout. On one particular, when you're up in Siem Reap, you're going to go on this wonderful trip to see the floating houses. You're going to do a cookery course. You're going to make t-shirts. You're going to go to Angkor Wat. When you're down in Kampot, there's a great water park opportunity. Well, it's not kind of a huge water park, but it's got these wee big slides, inflatables where you can fly into the river. They're really good fun. You've got markets to explore. So yes, you've got the projects, but yes, you've got adventure interwoven and fun interwoven into everything else. So it's full on. The pace is fast, but my God, you are going to see and do one hell of a lot. So it's going to be a really exciting trip. So how does that feel? I'm exhausted myself just describing it. Does that feel like what you signed up for? Excited? Like, yep, can't wait. Great. Okay. So questions that everyone has. What am I going to pack? So after this, I've got all your itinerary literally written down in kind of morning and afternoon so you can see, and then attach more in another document, more information. Inside that is your kit list inside the more information part, the PDF. Now, everything on there is just to get a guide. I want you to pack hot and humid. Okay. So the lighter the clothes, the better it's going to hit you when you get off that plane. You're going to sweat profusely for 2 days, especially in Siem Reap when you're doing all that project work. So hot and humid. If you pick up a pair of jeans thinking, do I need to pack these? The answer is no. Okay. If you think, oh my God, I've only got one pair of trousers, which would be perfect, only take that one pair of trousers and head to the market because you'll get everything in the market for not very much. Okay. T-shirts, those really light cotton, the light cotton trousers everywhere. Lots of bikinis, and swim shorts. Shoes, when you're in the jungle, I want you to take a pair of trainers which have got a grippy sole, but you don't care about, okay? Because they're going to get smelly. You won't want to bring them home. Okay, so I would be taking three pairs of shoes. I'd be taking a nice pair of trainers or stuff that you want to wear in the evening, a grotty pair of trainers which have got a good sole so you're not going to slip when you're in the jungle. And then I'll be taking a pair of, I don't know, those plastic Birkenstock style double things, you know, the Arizonas. That would be perfect. Also, key bit of kit to keep you safe. I really want you to take a crossbody bag, boys, and this is including you, okay? A crossbody bag in which you put your phone and you put your money, and you never take that crossbody bag off your body. Okay. It stays there all the time. So you've got to like it and love it. Okay. Because it's on there for your entire experience through Asia. If you think, oh, I'm going to go to Pub Street with a little bag and I'm going to put it down on a table and then I'm going to have a dance, pick up a beer, and then my bag's still going to be there, it won't. Okay. It won't. You know, as nice as everyone is, you're always going to get some idiot that wants to nick your bag. Okay. So crossbody bag on you at all times. When it comes to your telephones and your bank cards, I would be taking two telephones. I would take your brilliant telephone that you love. It's got everything on it. But I'd also be taking a crap phone, which has probably got one sitting in the kitchen drawer somewhere, which if you were to lose that phone because you weren't listening to my briefing, then you've got a backup phone back in your hotel room, because what you don't want to do is start wasting money on a new phone in Asia. Okay. When it comes to bank cards, I want you to take a Revolut, Starling, Monzo, one of those cards, because you're going to be using the ATMs to get your money out. Okay. But again, take two cards. One where you have on you when you go out to get your stuff, your money from the ATMs. Again, if you're going to a cafe or restaurant, you can pay by card in most places. So, you know, you want that on you. But again, if you get your bag nicked, you've got backup base at your hotel. Okay, shouldn't be saying hotel, hostel. Keep your expectations low, even though the one in Siem Reap is jolly nice. Um, okay, so that is really, really important. How much money are you going to spend? Oh my God, this I can never predict what a team is going to spend because there's 14 of you. Are you going to go out every night? Yes, you can go out every night. You know, there is no curfew. This isn't a school trip. But if you're going to go to Pub Street and you're going to order expensive cocktails, then you're going to rattle through your money really, really quickly. The food, most meals, I'm just going to look at on your spreadsheet, I have put down which meals are included. When you're in Siem Reap, supper is not included, okay? Because you want to go out, okay? You want to go and sample different places, and they are not expensive places. You can, of course, go to expensive places, but you're not. You're going to talk to each other and you're going to budget accordingly. Okay. But I don't want you cutting corners and just eating the street food, because if you eat the street food, I promise you, you're probably going to get a dodgy tummy. So there is a halfway house, okay, from where you're going to eat in the evenings, and you're going to listen to Ra, Sophie, and Brian, and you're going to listen to where they say that is got a good kitchen, that kitchen is dodgy. Okay. So please take that seriously. If you do get a dodgy tummy, which you probably will at some stage during the 4 weeks, okay? The best thing you can do, this is where you can really just say, hell yeah, Coca-Cola is the best thing for a dodgy tummy. Just drink it as often as you can. Literally go, go, go. I don't know, it's got some poison in it that kills the bugs, but it makes you feel better, puts the energy, the glucose back in you. And I don't know, just it works wonders. But of course, there is always the Imodium. So this moves on to health and safety. Okay, so we've done the bags, the money, looking after yourself. After hours. Okay, so in the evenings, you're going to have a group WhatsApp, which we're going to set up the week before you go. So you can start communicating with each other. Ra and Brian and Sophie will be on there. So that is how you are going to communicate with everybody. Okay, in the evenings, I'm not asking Ra and Brian to escort you around Siem Reap because they're literally back at base, and if you need them, you would text them and they would come and help. But you're not going to get into trouble because you are mature adults and you know how to, you will know what you've got to use your instinct. And the biggest thing that I'm going to tell you now is yes, you're going to be offered drugs. If you take drugs, if you get caught with drugs, you're going to be asked to leave the program. This is you're in Backpack Central. You are a gap year student. You are a target. So you've got to be mindful and look after yourself. But most people are sensible when it comes to that. The thing most people, can slip up on is by drinking too many weird looking cocktails. Okay, in Pub Street, please look after yourself. Okay, if you decide that that is the way that you want to go and you're just going to, be an idiot, then you're going to get a ticking off from Ra and Brian saying, come on, don't be that idiot. It's a risk on you and you're putting the team in risk. If you don't listen to that, you get an email from me. No one wants an email from me. Trust me, an email from me is bad news. And I'm going to copy everybody in saying, you've got an email from me. So you will feel really humiliated and it won't be good. And you'll just like kind of back in your box will be the email. And then if you still don't listen to my back in the box email, then you'll be asked to leave. It's that simple. Because if you're just not a good team player, then off you go. Okay. So that is how it works. And we are pretty strict. So I want you to be respectful to the guides, respectful to the team, and to yourself, and to keep yourself safe. Okay. I think that's that. There's that covered. So when it comes to your health, okay, typical things you're going to get, yes, is a dodgy stomach. But out in this hot and humid climate, I really want you to be mindful of the simple kind of mosquito bites and cuts and things like that, because in that humid climate, they can get moldy and nasty really, really quickly. So, if you think a mozzie bite is looking a bit septic and got a bit yuck, okay, I want you to show that to Ra or Brian or Sophie, because they will whip you to a clinic and get it sorted. Okay. Nothing heals quickly in humidity. What I'd also really like you to do is to take some rehydration salts. Now, your parents are probably going to go, oh, well, we know that one. It's the Darolite. You don't want that one. That is so utterly disgusting. Okay, that's old school. You want to head to a really good supermarket, Holland and Barrett, anything like that. And they come in a tube, long, skinny tube, and there's so many of them. Okay, but it's the rehydrates, kind of Voss, Voy, Hydrate. You'll see them in any big supermarket. Okay. And I would, rule of thumb, be having one or two a day, especially in week one of your trip when your body is adjusting to the humidity. Okie dokie smoky. If you are going to the doctors, the clinic, then Ra, Brian, or Sophie will be going with you to translate. If you go to the hospital, of course, they will be staying with you. So everything gets scaled up. We know exactly what to be doing. We will communicate with parents and with you if anything, like that happened. What needs to be done in Asia is you need to pay for all your costs up front. Okay. Keep all your receipts and then claim on the insurance when you get home. So don't forget that. Okay. That's really important. It is impossible to go back to a hospital and get receipts afterwards. So you need to be on that. And also, if it was happening, I would be on the team to make sure that that happens. Okay. Now, Wi-Fi is everywhere. Welcome to Asia. It is tip-top Wi-Fi. It is so fast. You can download movies. Honestly, it is absolutely incredible, apart from when you're in the jungle. Okay? That's when you don't have any. So up until that point, it is lickety split. And on day one, you'll be taken by the team to get a local SIM card. Again, super easy to navigate. Okay, so keeping in contact with home, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, easy peasy. Insurance, please make sure that you all have insurance. That is really important. It'd be amazing how many people think they can just save 100 quid or however much it costs for insurance. Please don't. You need it. Okay. Um, and I think, oh, washing clothes. Again, so easy. There are laundrettes everywhere. So you probably can do it in Siem Reap in your hotel, but if you wanted to do it really cheaply, then you just take a little laundry bag with you, or just a kind of plastic bag. No, you're not taking any plastic. There's enough of that in Cambodia. You just take a little laundry bag and you take it to the laundrette ladies, and you'll see, they charge you what, $5 or something to to do it. So easy. I think a good rule of thumb is to take $100 cash on you. Um, I think that's it's just a good for safety reasons, just $100 cash. They do take dollars in Cambodia, but it is one of those weird things which will catch you out, because it catches me out every time I go there, is that they say, yes, you can pay in dollars, and you pay in dollars, and then they give you the cash back in local Cambodian currency. And in that little one transaction, you're fleeced, completely fleeced. So just, yes, you can, but I wouldn't, but it's just good for emergencies, just in case something happened to your card. Okay. I would be, if you're wanting to budget, I would be strict with yourself and saying that you really should not be spending more than 100, £150 maximum per week. Really should be aiming for less than that. The only things you're going to be doing are suppers and drinks out, maybe the odd activity. Okay, so you really should not. I want a kind of low budget. Okay. Now, any questions? No? All good? So, any health issues that you think that we don't need to know about, we do. Okay. So, anything weird or wonderful, just pop it down in your personal details form or email us direct, because we want to look after you the best way possible while you're there. Okie dokes, lovely team. Okie dokie. Right. Okay, so Zoe and myself are kind of not on duty, but we will be looking at our emails between Christmas and New Year. So if you have a weird, urgent question, email us. We're not going to be answering the telephone, and we'll get back to you. If not, can wait till after Christmas, and I will send you the itineraries and everything later today. Okay, so have fun. God, you're going to love Siem Reap. The other thing that they do in Siem Reap, okay, the food is delicious. You can have croissants and baguettes for breakfast, but they do amazing sushi out there. I know, who knew? You're just smoothies, the most delicious smoothies every morning. Heaven. You'll come back. You could come back really healthy. Okay? Keep off the noodles. Okay? Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful time and a very happy Christmas.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.